Okay. Okay. Cool. Basically, this is the workshop for community advisor from the Catalyst School. I will give you a brief introduction about the Catalyst School. Basically, we are a community initiative. We started in Fund 5 and we got funded in Fund 6. So basically, we prepared some topics that we cover through workshops and live session, and also through session, one-to-one session or group session in multiple languages. Basically, the topics that we cover are about the introduction to Catalyst, which is a brief introduction on how Catalyst works in general, what are the various roles involved. Then we have the Proposing in Catalyst workshop, which is basically something more specific for proposers. So we provide a brief guide on about how to make a proposal, what topics cover and stuff like that. Then we have this workshop that we are doing now, which is about community advisor. So it's focused on the community advisor role and his duties, his basically tasks that we will happen in the next week. And then we will have also a workshop about veteran community advisor, which are basically the community advisor that will review all the assessments provided by community advisor in the previous funds. We are working on a website, and hopefully we will have it live for the next fund, which will be basically a collection of all the guides, all the information and the content, the educational content about Catalyst. And we have also some related workshop, not strictly related to Catalyst, something it is, something not, like the mini proposal workshop by Tivo, or the open source workshop by Stephen. And this is something that we incorporated in the school, but it is not strictly related to Catalyst itself. You can see here some links if you want to join us. We have Twitter, Telegram group, the Discord server, and also in this link tree you can find the form to basically apply for a one-to-one or a group support session. So take a look at it. Okay, a brief introduction about the Catalyst funding cycle in general, to see what are the phases and the stages involved. Basically, each stage lasts 1 week, and it starts everything with the insight sharing, which is basically a stage where everyone from the community could provide some insight about the specific challenge, could provide some ideas to just, they don't have to provide a proposal at this point, but just, I don't know, share insight to the community on how to address challenges and how to make proposals and stuff like that. Then the week later, basically it opens the proposal submissions. So proposers could submit their draft ideas. It should not be a full proposal, but just basically a basic draft covering the problem statement and the solution, some basic information about the proposal. In the week later, it starts the proposal refinement. So it is required to provide some more in-depth information about the proposals. And in this week, it also starts the feedback challenge, which is a way from the community to provide feedback to the proposers on how to improve their proposal and how basically I don't know, highlight some basic information that are necessary for a successful proposal. After that, we are in the proposal finalizing stage, which is basically the current stage. And it is important for proposer in this stage to finalize their own proposal, incorporate the feedback that they already received in the previous weeks. And basically when this stage will end, proposers cannot edit their proposal anymore. So it's really important to have something definite and complete. After this week, there is the proposal assessment stage by community advisor, which will start on Thursday. This is the week when basically the community advisor became active and they start assessing the various proposals. It lasts a week, and then we have after when assessments are submitted, there is a window of about 3 days for proposers to basically flag or report sub-quality or unfair assessments. And after this brief window, there is like 10 days for veteran community advisor to review all the assessments submitted by community advisor. And basically, they will categorize the various assessments in various category. We will see it later better. And after this week, the final ratings are finalized. So basically, it starts the governance phase where all the community will vote for project and will choose which project will be funded. Okay, what is a community advisor? Basically, it's a member of the community that have some duty to fulfill. He is expected to basically assess the proposals, so give an evaluation about the various proposals, provide the feedback to proposers, so always try to maintain this feedback, this positive attitude towards the proposer to try to improve the various projects. And in general, this role of community advisor is like an intermediate between the voters and the proposers, because it's like a way they support the community in general, providing some information about the various proposals and basically giving a score to each proposal. And this is important because there is a lot of influence about the work they are doing, because obviously not all voters will read all the proposals, and they probably trust the community advisors and their ratings. There is no limitation to be a community advisor. It's open to everyone. The only thing that you have to do is just to sign up as a community advisor in IdeaScale. So in this week, when you log in IdeaScale, you can see a pop-up which basically asks you if you want to be a community advisor. There are three choices. The first one is you don't want to be a community advisor. The second one is yes, I want to be a community advisor. And the third one is I want to be a community advisor, but I am also a proposer, because you can be at the same time proposer and a community advisor. The important thing is you can't assess and be a proposer in the same challenge. This is the only limitation for now. And basically, it's important. In this week, it's open this pop-up, and it's important to sign up until Thursday, which is basically the date when the assess stage will start. Okay, if you have any question, we are not too many, so just open the mic and ask anything you want.
Lucio,
yeah.
Could you just give me co-host, please?
Yes, I have to
so I can check if there's someone in the waiting room.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. It worked?
Yep.
Okay,
Thanks.
perfect. Okay. Some facts about the community advisor. One important thing is the community advisor are anonymous, so nobody can see your assessments. The only thing that it will be assigned to every community advisor an ID, an anonymized ID. So basically, everyone can see that a specific community advisor made some specific reviews, but this ID is not associated to your name or your identity. Only IUG have this connection between these two entities. During the SS stage, you cannot see the other CA's assessments or rating. And this is important to not being influenced by other opinions, basically. So you are on your own. And there is no requirements for a community advisor. So basically, you can choose which proposal you want to assess. There is no minimum number. And it's up to you what you want to do, basically. So it's important that even just one assessment, it's important because we need a lot of assessments to assess all the 1,000 proposals. So even just one per day or one, it's good. Okay. What is IdeaScale? Basically, it's the website that we are using for all these stages, the previous stages, the stages prior to devoting the governance phase. It's the website where the proposals are submitted, and the website when everyone can comment and provide feedback to the various proposals. And it's also the place where the assessments should be submitted. So it's important to basically have an account there, and because all this work happens there. Some basic information is checked by IUG, like the funds requested that not exceed the available funds, and this is the link for IdeaScale. You probably already have, you are familiar with IdeaScale. Okay, if you want, we can check it just to see how it is organized. There is the list of the campaigns, the challenges, which are specific for a topic. And in each challenge, you can see the challenge brief in this page, which is basically the information about the specific challenge, the funds requested, and clicking on this button, browse ideas, you can see all the proposals that are submitted in the specific challenge. And clicking on the specific proposal, you can see basically the full proposal submitted. Okay. Okay. How to assess a proposal? Basically, the assessments is divided into 3 criteria. The first one is the impact, the second, the feasibility, and then we have clarity, auditability. The first one is about the impact that the proposal will have on the Cardano ecosystem in general and how it is aligned to the specific challenge in which is submitted. The second one is about the feasibility, how feasible is, how it is easy that it will be delivered, and how can reach the success that he want to achieve, basically. And the third one is about the ability from the community to basically track the progress of a proposal once funded. Because after a proposal get funded, there is they not receive all the money just in one chunk, but there are multiple chunks, and basically the community should be able to keep track of the progress of each proposal to see if they can get access to the next chunk of funds. For each criteria, the assessment is divided into two parts. The first one is a numeric value. So basically a 1 to 5 stars score. It is the numeric value that the voters will see. And for each criteria, a community advisor should provide a rationale. Basically, they have to provide an explanation that justifies the score that they given. And here there are two important resources. The first one is the Community Advisor Assessment Guide, which is the official guide to be a community advisor and is maintained by IOG. And you will probably take a look at this document a lot of times in the next days, because it's really important. You should, it's like, I don't know, learn by heart, probably. It's the most important thing. And you can have some basic information about the process in general of the assessment. And also there are some guiding principles. So basically, what are the expected behavior from a community advisor? And also there are some details about the specific criteria that you have to use to evaluate the various assessments, the various proposals. We will see a bit more about the various criteria in the next slides. And another really important thing is about the challenge setting proposal, because have you noticed that probably you have noticed that in the various challenges there is the challenge setting, which is a different challenge from the other one, because the proposals doesn't get funded, but basically they just set up the challenges for the next fund. So it's important to see that the criteria to assess this kind of proposals are different from the standard one. And you can see here the alignment, the feasibility, and the verifiability, which are different because they are not, the alignment is about the alignment to the Cardano mission in general. So basically a future challenge should align to the Cardano mission, and also to the Fund 8 challenge setting strategic goals. Then the feasibility is about the capacity of the community to address this challenge. So for example, I don't know, if I submit a challenge setting to be on Mars by 2023, this is something that probably is not really feasible for the Cardano community. So this is the kind of things that you have to evaluate. And then the verifiability is like the indication of the success criteria and the metrics that could be used by the community to assess the proposals that will be submitted in this specific challenge. And it is important that there are some metrics that are that could be informative and feasible to basically keep track of the future proposals. And then the second resource is the voter tool, which is something we developed with AIM, which is basically a collector of all the proposals from the previous funds, and it will be updated soon also with the when we will have the final list of the Fund 7 proposal. And it is important from a CA perspective because you can check the assessments that were made in the previous fund. So it could be an indication of how looks like an assessment, how should be made basically. And you will see all the assessments divided by the 3 criteria, the rating, the rationale, and also here you will see basically the reviews made by veteran community advisor for each assessment. This is important because you can see, let me check another proposal. You can see here, for example, that these assessments was rated excellent by veteran community advisor. So this is an indication that is probably a better assessment that this one that was rated only good by community advisor. Okay, let's see a bit more in depth the 3 main criteria that we have to use to evaluate, to assess the proposal. This scheme includes some guiding question. It is not complete, obviously, but it is important to have a bit some idea about the topics that should be covered for each criteria. In the impact section, we can see there is, oh, sorry. Okay. There is some added value to the Cardano ecosystem. So basically the impact of this proposal, what will be the impact of this proposal on the Cardano ecosystem in general? So this is something that you should consider. Another thing is about the challenge alignment. So for example, it's important to read the challenge brief when you're assessing some proposal, because each proposal should be aligned to the challenge, obviously. If you, I don't know, proposing something that it's not related to the challenge, this is something that should be noticed and considered into the evaluation. In general, if there is a local or a global impact, so if the impact of a proposal it's limited in quantity in the space, or it is global, and this aspect it's really important in relation to the budget, for example, because maybe, I don't know, about a proposal with a low budget, but that can have a big impact, a global impact. It's something that it's better than the contrary. For example, a proposal with the tasks for a huge amount of money, but will have only a local impact. And another criteria to consider is the ability to scale. So the solution proposed, it's something that could easily scale, could be, I don't know, could approach, could have huge impact in the future with some adjustment or not. If you have some question, as always, just ask. The second criteria is about the feasibility. So the first question is the success something that could be easily achieved by the proposers? As I said before, I don't know, create a colony on Mars probably is something not really achievable, but so even if I prepare a detailed plan about that, it's easily it will be not easily realized. So this is something that you have to consider. Another important point is about the team or the proposer experience and skills, to check in the first place if there is a team, if there is some structure about the proposal, and also if the skills that they present are aligned to the proposal objective. So for example, if I'm proposing a DEP, I will expect in the challenge, in the proposal team, some developers, expert in blockchain, something like that. If there is no developers, probably it's not really feasible that with the team presented, someone could deliver the project is proposing. Then we have something related about the time frame or the plan. It's really important for each project to present a specific plan. So something that could be define step by step the progress of a proposal. An important note is about the budget. So if it is explained how why a proposal is asking a specific amount, if there is a budget breakdown, so if the single voices are there is a rationale for the budget provided. And also another thing important is about the possible risks that a proposal could encounter in the future. Here, it is not free. It is important to see not solely if there is a specific solution for a possible problem, but even just see that the proposer took into account basically a possible problem. It is not really required to provide a solution for everything, but be aware of a possible problem. It's a good indication of a good feasibility, basically, for a proposal. Then we have the last criteria, which is about the clarity and the auditability. As I said before, after funding, the proposals will receive money in chunks. So it's really important to keep track of the progress of the project, to see if they are delivering what they are supposed to deliver. So in this criteria, you have to evaluate basically how the community can audit the project progress. If there are indicated some KPIs, some key performance indicators, so some metrics that could be used to track the progress of the project. If there is a roadmap or milestones, so if there is some planning about the time that a project will use to deliver, and it will be important because in the audit stage later, you can see if a project is on track based on their plan or not. And also in general, if there is some delivery dates already defined, and if it is clear when we will see the finalized project, basically. Any question? Okay. I take it for I'm a good teacher.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Really cool.
Actually, if I may interject, you inspire me to think about other things as you teach, which takes you to a whole new level as a teacher. So well done.
Great, thank you. Okay, now we talk about the rewards for community advisor, because the role is not it's voluntary, but it's rewarded. So there are some money for community advisor. In Fund 7, we will have basically $320,000 that will be distributed to community advisors. And the rewards will be distributed in based on the classification made by veteran community advisor for each assessment. So basically, veteran community advisor will classify each assessment as excellent, good, or filtered out. The filtered out assessments will be totally excluded, will not be used for the final ratings of the proposals, and also they will not receive any rewards. And the excellent assessment will be rewarded 3 times more than the good assessments. And basically now we can't determine the exact amount of the rewards, because it will depend basically of on the number of proposals that will be submitted, that will access to the next stage. But at the moment, the estimation are $35 for each good assessment and $160 for each excellent assessment. I think it's really a good amount of money to prepare some assessments. There is a bit these values may increase or decrease based on the on a bonus rewards, because basically the 20% of the rewards for each challenge will be a bonus for the assessments for basically the proposals that will be approved in the voting stage. So when in the voting stage a proposal will be approved, so they will receive more than 50% of yes votes than no votes, a proposal will be accepted, not necessarily funded. And these proposals, the assessments submitted for these proposals will receive a 20% plus the basic amount. So, and this is proportional for the budget of each challenge. Okay, and another important point is about the reviews that will be made by veteran community advisor. So basically this is important because veteran community advisor will classify the assessment as good, or they will filter out, or they will categorize them as excellent. So this is some of the criteria that vCAs will use to classify these assessments. The first one is to maintain a positive feedback loop, which is, I don't know, basically the core spirit of Catalyst, probably, because we have to consider that the assessment it's not only an evaluation, but it is like a chance to provide some feedback to the proposer that will be implemented probably in the next iteration, so in the next fund. So it's really important always to maintain this feedback loop in a positive way. And this could be, I don't know, when you're writing an assessment, it's probably better to say you should add this type of things that you forgot, rather than just saying there is no budget breakdown, there is no something like that. And it's important to maintain use the assessment to provide insights basically to the proposers. Another criteria that will be used by vCAs is about the contemplation of their own ability to assess a proposal, which means that if you are a developer, for example, you don't have to write, I am a developer, so this is my rationale for the assessment. But it's important that in an assessment, it's clear that you know what are you talking about, basically. So if there is some technical aspects, it's important that you use these skills to provide the correct rationale. Another aspect is about the score, so that you are basically that you are considering the challenge criteria. So I don't know, if you are assessing a proposal in the DAP challenge, it's important to stick to the criteria defined in the challenge brief of this specific challenge. And this is important to be more objective as possible. So to not basically have the opinion that the opinion should not be the main important part. It could be used because obviously it is always something subjective, but it should not be the main part. So basically, you are assessing the proposal in the most objective way possible. And the last one is the accountability to the community of the CA. Okay, here is some links. Here are some links about the Catalyst community in general. The first one is about the Discord server, the main project Catalyst Discord server. There are channels for each challenge there. So if you have some question inside something specific, you can use it. There is the Project Catalyst Telegram group, the main one. There is also the Telegram group for community advisor, which will become really active in the next week, I think. And this is the right place to ask advice, to provide feedback to others. And in general, I think even out of the assess stage, it's a really interesting place because a lot of things happen there. And there is also the Catalyst School Discord server. So if you have, I don't know, some questions, something more specific, and you want to refer to us, you can use it in a free way. And that's it for the presentation. And
I was away for a couple minutes and not sure if you presented the CA2 already.
not yet. I will do it now.
Great.
Okay. Okay. The first thing that I want to show you is basically the practical part of the assessment stage. This is a fake IdeaScale. Basically, it's a test environment. So the proposals that you're seeing here are not real proposals, but we can use it to see how will appear a proposal when the assess stage will open. Basically, here is the basic proposal content, which is only one sentence here, and here at the bottom there is this tab, this activity tab, and you will see this form basically with the three criteria. You can recognize it: the impact criteria, the feasibility, and the auditability criteria. For each criteria, you have to select your rating with the stars, and you have to write your rationale here. It's really important that you fill all the fields, because if you leave something blank, the whole assessment will be excluded. So it's really important to fill all the free ratings and all the free rationale. And that's it. Whenever we see that the information are in place, the assessment is submitted. And it's really, really important. This is the only place where you can submit the assessment. But as the aim tool, we prepared a tool to assist basically the community advisor into the assess stage. And here is the link. Basically, the basic feature of this tool is to suggest you proposals that have the lower number of assessments. So when you click here, suggest proposal, the tool will present you the first proposal with the lower number of assessment. You will see some basic information about the proposal, like the challenge, and you can open here the challenge brief. So you can see basically all the criteria for the challenge. You will see the problem statement, the solution, the relevant experience, and the funds requested. Here, there is a button to open the proposal in IdeaScale. So this is the way to get access to the full proposal, basically. And here at the top, you have the filter. So in this way, you can filter by challenge. So you can set, for example, these 3 challenges, and this is a double one. Okay. And basically, when you click suggest another proposal, only the proposals that are part of the challenges that you selected will be presented. And then we have here this button, create assessment. I repeat, there is a warning, and you are not submitting the assessment here, but this is just a way to keep things organized, because this assessment will be saved on your local browser, and the interface, it's a bit more user-friendly than the one from IdeaScale. Here you have the rating with the stars. Here you can input your basic your rationale, and there is this button here for each criteria with the guiding question, and it will present you basically a checklist of the topics that you could cover when you are writing your rationale. It's important that it is not mandatory to cover all the topics. It's like I don't know, an inspirational guide to have some idea of what you should cover for the specific criteria. And in some case, the question are specific for the challenge. We didn't have the basically a way to make it for all challenges, but for some specific challenge, you will find some specific question. And you can do it for all the criteria, and you will see the guiding question obviously are different based on the criteria that you use. And when you have finished and your assessment is ready, this is for sure a filtered out assessment, because there is no rationale, only some strange words. But you have to copy paste this rationale into IdeaScale. So you can use this button here to copy, and you open IdeaScale, and you will paste here your content. You click save. You basically you have to do it for all the 3 criteria, and after that you can check this checkbox here, which is used to confirm that you have copy paste everything to IdeaScale. This is just another way to highlight the fact that the assessment should be submitted only through IdeaScale. But this is important because in this way, you can access the dashboard, your own dashboard. If you click here on the My Assessments on the top, you can see basically the list of all the assessments that you prepared. And there is a progress bar for the assessment completion. So basically for each rating and rationale that you have filled, this bar will fill up. And there is also here this indication that you submitted basically the assessment to IdeaScale. So it's important to keep things organized and keep track of everything. You can always access here the assessment, and you can edit it and modifying it. Obviously, every time you modify something, you edit something that you already submitted, you have to copy paste again. And another cool thing is that you can export your assessments. So basically you will receive a CSV, like an Excel file with all the assessments that you prepared. And if you click here, I'm clearing my local database, I can re-import the file and it will be loaded. And it is important because these assessments are saved only locally on your browser. So if you have to switch device, you can use this file to keep track of everything. And another cool thing about the tool is this button here, the example assessments, which basically will show you a list of the assessments made in Fund 6, classified as excellent by more than 80% of the veteran community advisors. So it's like a selection of the selection to just highlight the real excellent assessments. And it is really important to have just a guide to see how should be an assessment, basically. Also, obviously, based on the specific challenge and on the specific proposal. So this could be important. It's really a long list, but really, really helpful. And here at the top, you will see 4 links with some guide, like the onboarding document, the tutorial for CA, which is a video from Dominic from the last fund, the assessment guide, which is the document I shown you before, and also the link to the Telegram chat. And last thing, you can use this button here, list under proposals, to see all the proposals in basically a list view. So instead of clicking suggest the next proposal each time, you can have just a list, and the filter it's the same as before. So if I don't know, leave here only boosting Cardano's DeFi, I will see only this kind of proposal. And this could be maybe a good way, a good way probably to keep things organized as a community advisor is to focus on one challenge per time. So you can read the challenge brief just the first time and then focus on more than one proposal that you want to assess. And that's it, I think.
You're absolutely blowing my mind on this one. You know, in the comment I said, you know, that the first iteration of this tool was pretty incredible. And as a voter, as a CA, you know, organizing the information, the feedback you have, you know, I don't have enough tabs on my browser to, you know, organize everything that I want to say about a proposal. This is really hats off to you for this. And I'll be sharing that in the Cardano for Climate community big time, because this is, and then it, you know, a win-win. you guys are recognized, AIM is recognized as this amazing community member, bringing up, making our lives easier and more streamlined, and taking out a whole bunch of the bumps so that we can move faster towards what we need to do. So thank you guys very much for doing this.
Thank you, Melanie. Really appreciate it.